Welcome back, everyone, to Top Tennis Tips, Day 3 predictions. We don't have Jack today, but we have Rafael Nadal in the audience with us. How are you doing, Raf?
How are you doing, Patrick? Thanks for having me. It's quite exciting to be here discussing the French Open. Let's see how we go.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Now, Rafael Nadal, I'm sure your tennis knowledge is much better than mine. But
It is it's a funny coincidence that I happen to have the same name as one of the tennis players, right?
I know, it's crazy. And apparently, I don't have a last
Crazy.
name either. So it'll be a great matchup.
Maybe.
All right. So we're just going to go through the current delayed matches, the current suspended matches. Going through the end of day 2, we have Quarter just beginning against Millman. Now, Quarter, he's seeded here. We can see he's 27th rank in the tournament. John Millman, he's aging a bit. He hasn't played that well. Do we think an Aussie can come back from behind?
Honestly, I think Korda has the upper hand because he's leading 1-0. So this is very difficult to come back, don't you think, Pat?
What a prediction. 1-0. He's leading 1-0 probably 5 minutes into the match and he's called it. Well,
Yeah.
I think
All
he'd
he
be
needs
right.
to do now is another 5 points. He's easier than 6.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's one set. Look, I think you're right. I think Porter will be the stronger person here. He's younger. Actually, his dad, in fact, won this tournament in 1998, I believe. So his dad won the French Open. His name's Peter Porter. And so I'm expecting this to be quite the rollover here, probably straight sets. Now, as you know, this is the best of 5. So even if it gets one set, you still need to win 3 in a row, just like Mr. Djokovic cleaned up Nishioka here. We're going to move to an interesting one. Benoit Paire. Can he use the French crowd backing him to come back from a set down against a Belarusian player?
I think so. I think Benoit Paire, as we discussed this week, has the motivation back. So he has everything it takes to win this match. Even though he's losing 1-0, shouldn't be no problem to beat the match at 3-1, maybe 3-2.
Yeah, good call. I think from what I've seen in his past matches, if the crowd's there and especially his girlfriend's there, it makes him play a million times better. He suddenly cares about tennis again. I wish my girlfriend watched me play more.
If I was like playing to get a big prize, how much does he win if he moves up to the next round? What's the prize for that?
I think if you lose in the first round, it's roughly maybe 50,000, and if you win the next round, maybe double that. So maybe 50,000 euros difference.
It's basically the amount I make a year. So I would do my life in this game for sure.
Yeah, imposter, I think.
Imposter, yeah.
Imposter. No, luckily I've got a man on the inside. I think he's going to be watching this match real life, actually. Spaniard. So he'll give me the inside knowledge, I'm sure. Now we'll move on to the next one. We've got a few Frenchmen, of course, in the Roland Garros. We've got Richard Gasquet, who is what I believe he is 35 years old. He's just come off a Geneva semi-final. He's playing well. He beat Medvedev in last week's tournament, straight sets, the world number 2. Can Gasquet finish it off? He's 35, or can young Lloyd Harris, who's very young, I believe he's in his low 20s, 25 years old, can he produce a comeback?
I think so. I think Lloyd Harris has the chance yet to come back. It's not over yet. What if he come back in the second set? It's still 5-2. Anything can happen. Could be.
Anything
Who knows?
can happen.
As you said, the guy is 35. And maybe he's tired.
Yeah, I mean, could be. I think the rain will help his tiredness reduce a bit. But you never know with rain delays how much momentum can shift. I think that's a huge point. Yeah, exactly right.
What about Harris? What's his records? Has he ever won anything?
I think he's won a title, maybe one title. He had a bit of an injury last year and he took some time off. So he's not fully back in form. And Gasquet, he's firing out in the French crowd. But I think I might differ from you. I think Gasquet might be able to finish this off nicely.
Okay, yeah. What if we bet some money?
Well,
I would not, just curiosity.
Just curiosity, fair enough. Well, we have got something that I think will have a huge momentum shift. Is Arthur Rinderknech, the Frenchman, playing against Alexander Bublik. Now, similar to you, Rafael Nadal, Alexander Bublik is a prankster on the tour. He loves just mucking around. I'm pretty sure he would idolize Kyrgios. He's just a funny bloke. He's a very tall man from Russia, but he's now Kazakhstan. I don't think he's going to go far in this tournament. He actually said in the earlier Monte Carlo tournament, he said that he's like something like a player on skates on the clay. He's sliding around, slipping and sliding around like he's on a skateboard. I have a feeling that Rinderknech may just be able to push through. How do you feel about this one?
Well, I feel like he's too tall to lose this game. I don't think there will be a ball that he won't be able to reach. So I can't see a big man like him losing a match.
You see, Ryan, how tall is this guy? 1.96. And what's Rinderknech?
He doesn't even have to run. All he needs to do is stretch his arms. Okay, now we're speaking
both the same.
about the same. Both are equally tall.
Yeah.
All right, so maybe you're right. Maybe the French guy will come back.
Yeah, we're seeing a few comebacks. I think you're all going for the comebacks here this week.
And the match was suspended because it was raining, right?
Yes.
What if one of the sides got more wet than the other side? Have to think about this, right?
Well, we see that every 2 games the players do switch sides, so it becomes a bit more fair. We saw actually. We see your opponent Rafael Nadal, your opponent Jordan Thompson. He was complaining about the light in his eyes yesterday. So I think it's fair. Everyone takes their turns on each side. No match fixing over here.
But that's a shame. I mean, if I was playing in Roland Garros and it was raining, as long as it's raining more to the other side than to my side, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
But since we have to change sides, it doesn't make any difference.
We might need to get some people in the crowd with water guns to shoot at the players that are playing.
Well, that sounds nice.
Well, that probably concludes the suspended matches. We're going to move on to what should be the day 3, and probably a popcorn match we like to say is Denis Shapovalov versus Holger Rune. Now, just to give some context, Shapovalov did beat Rafael Nadal yourself. Actually, I'm sure you would remember.
You did. I remember. Yeah. Stuff.
Earlier this month. You know, you've taken some time off, Rafa, with some injury. But how's your foot feeling?
The left foot is better than the right foot.
Okay.
But still not good to play soccer, just tennis.
Just tennis. We won't see you kicking any balls anytime soon.
Anytime soon. But Shapovalov should win this match. The rank speaks for itself, right? How can a number 14 lose to a number more than 100?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So
exactly. Rune's done well. I think he's rising up the ranks a bit now. But yeah, I think you're right. I think Shapovalov will be a bit too strong. And as you'll see on the Instagram, that was my biggest tip for tonight. So I think we'll be going for Shapovalov here. The first thing we agree on tonight.
And I do believe it's going to be a 3-0. What do you say?
Oh, I think I'm not convinced. Shapovalov can be a bit inconsistent. Maybe that's where we'll have our bet. Because I think Holger Rune, he beat Zverev last month, I believe earlier this month, in I can't remember exact tournament, but actually we can have a look. That Holger Rune, I think it was he won the final in Munich. He beat Zverev on the way. Zverev's been in shambles recently, but he seemed to do all right in Grand Slams. But I really think that. Let me go back. I think Rune is known to get cramps if he plays big matches. So if this pushes to anywhere more than 3 hours of a match or 4 hours of a match, I think it's Shapovalov. If he can get an early set or two, it'll be Shapovalov all the way. you're right. It could indeed be 3-0. But the odds are relatively.
Yeah. And what of Shapovalov performance on clay? Is this a thing for Shapovalov or not? What do you think?
Yeah, he's quite an all surface player, to be honest. I think he does quite well on all of them. Holger Rune, he's only 19, I think, or 18 even. Yeah, he's 19. So you might expect that Shapovalov just has that bit more experience on the clay.
Yeah, I think so too. So my bet still stands 3-0.
Excellent. Well, me and the fans will keep you to that. Now, moving on, we've got some more matches. We'll just cover the big ones. Something that we'll go for Medvedev after this one, but I think this is an important match. We see the odds relatively even here, and I think Ugo Humbert. He's one of my He was one of my favorite players to watch. He's my age, sorry, and he's French. He's rising up. I think this is his time to shine in the French crowd. He likes it. Emil Rusevori, he's sort of someone on ice skates while he's playing on the clay. I think Humbert might actually upset Rusevori here, but I'll let you discuss the Medvedev match. How do you think Daniil Medvedev, will he choke? Will he master it? How do you think he'll go?
I honestly think Medvedev is still feeling upset about the Wimbledon ban. Therefore, he will not play, focus on the match. His concentration will not be as high. Therefore, he will lose against Mr. Facundo Bañez. I think Facundo Bañez will be the big surprise of this tournament. What do you say?
It indeed would be the upset of the tournament so far. We've seen some people go out, but Daniil Medvedev, he's definitely not one to be great on clay. He only made the quarterfinal for the first time last year, and before that, he had four first round losses. So it's really Medvedev's match to lose. I think Bagnis is a bit more consistent. He plays on the challenger level tournaments. Look, it's really if Medvedev decides to show up. Someone could argue that, all the Wimbledon ban makes him more fired up, more hungry. He wants some revenge, but that could also make him a bit more wild as well. So we might see a wild Medvedev. We might see a calm Medvedev. Well, we really never see a calm Medvedev, to be honest. But that's the fun of watching it.
And what do you think is going to be the score for this match?
I think Medvedev should win 3-0. I think he's got enough tricks up his sleeve. Not enough to beat, obviously, yourself in the Australian Open final, Mr. Nadal. But I think he's learned his lesson from there, and I think he'll come back strong.
Well, honestly, I'm betting against Medvedev so he can go to the final and give me another hard game like Australia Open.
Yeah, I think, especially with your foot injury, you want to save. Yeah. You don't want another 5-hour match.
No, one hour would be fine, but definitely not 5.
Yeah, I love that. So just moving on here, we've got the 8th seed we'll cover, and we might cover Yannick Sinner afterwards. So just with the 8th seed, Casper Ruud, he's usually very good on the clay, very consistent, but he loves the small tournaments, but he generally doesn't make past the 3rd or 4th round in any Grand Slam. So I'm wondering if this is the time he's going to show up against possibly the oldest person on the tournament, maybe apart from Gilles Simon, Mr. Jo-Wilfried Tsonga, who's 37 years old. What do you think? How do you think this match will fare?
I think Ruud has the upper hand. He's younger. He's well ranked. However, because this is a very experienced player, he might know a few tricks and can surprise the youngest player. So maybe Mr. Tsonga is still up for the match. I would say 3-2 Tsonga against Casper Ruud.
If that prediction is correct, it will be the match of the tournament, no doubt. I believe this will be Tsonga's last Roland Garros, last Grand Slam before he retires. So he's definitely going to go down with a fight.
And I'm curious to see the odds. So if you're betting for this player, how much would you get?
So I believe
possibly Casper.
So if you bet on Tsonga, I think it's $1, $15. So
Well, let me see if I have $1 spared prepared for Mr. Tsonga.
Exactly. Well, look, it'll be hard to go fast Songa. He's very consistent. He never goes crazy like Mr. Medvedev. But look, moving on to the last match we'll cover. My favorite player, Yannick Sinner. He's still in my heart. I'm still yet to get his signature, but I'll see him in the Australian Open next year against a qualifier, Born Fratangelo, the American. We don't see many Americans this draw of Roland Garros. They tend to sort of stay playing on the American hard courts, playing up for the US Open, maybe even practicing some grass tournaments for Wimbledon. Do you think Fratangelo has a chance against Yannick Sinner?
I think Fratangelo will make a hard match for Yannick Sinner. And maybe if Sinner wins, will be a 3-2 in the 5th set.
Oh, hey, you're going for the almost ultimate predictions today. I don't know what's going through your head, what sort of day you've had, but if this comes to light, you'll be a millionaire.
Please know this is not a trade advice.
Exactly right. Well, take it with a grain of salt, everyone. That sums up today's day 3 preview. I'm sure we'll see the matches getting underway in about half an hour with suspended matches resuming, and I'm sure the 7 p.m. matches will be resuming shortly after. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. That's day 3. See you tomorrow for day 4. Bye.